Now by the Creighton Blue Jays, head coach Ed Service, senior Jack Regala, sophomore Nicky Lopez, and junior Ryan Fitzgerald. Coach, if you'd begin with an opening statement.
Yeah, congratulations to St. John's for winning the tournament. And I also want to thank the Big East for running this tournament the right way and for our Creighton staff for all the work that they did. This was a well-run tournament. And then lastly, the crowd today was outstanding. And we don't see that every day in baseball. So congratulations to St. John's and a big thank you to the Big East office, all our people at Creighton that worked very hard. Spent several months to try to promote this tournament. And then lastly, our crowd was outstanding. And then to our players, who I thought it didn't look very positive there middle part of the game, but found energy, I believe, through the crowd to get back into the game. And then to do what they did in the top of the ninth inning to have a chance to tie and win the game says a lot. So, again, congratulations to St. John's.
I'll open the floor to questions. Please direct them first to the student athletes. Piv?
Both to Nikki and Ryan, talk a little bit about that seventh. Obviously, things weren't going well up to that point, but what did you guys start doing to kind of get you back in that game?
Well, we were being led by Jack Regala and Kevin Lamb and Landon Lukansky, our seniors, and it's the last time they're going to put a great uniform on. We just didn't want it to end for them. We wanted them to put the uniform on again, one more time.
Yeah, like what Ryan said, back of our mind, we knew it was going to be their last time playing if we don't pull us out. So we were just trying to do everything we could. We stayed positive in the dugout. Like you said, the first 7 innings weren't what we wanted, but stayed positive, just told everyone just keep going, and made a little push, but we just fell a little bit short.
Matt?
When you guys got the tying run across in that big inning, I guess, how are you feeling in the dugout going forward? Did you feel like this was kind of your game to take over?
Yeah, I mean, when we tied it up, we were, we got those positive vibes, just kept thinking positive, and they put 6-5, and we were still positive. I mean, we didn't think we were out of this the whole time. Even down 5-0, we thought we were going to come back. That was kind of just how the whole season was, kind of just up and down, but we stayed through it, and I mean, like I said, we made our little push, but just a little short.
Matt?
Jack, to start the game, I guess what was the game plan to attack a pretty, red-hot St. John's offense?
I mean, the plan was just to attack them and, go out there as long as I could and try and keep our team in the game. Obviously, I fell a little short of doing that, but just trying to put up zeros and give our offense a chance to allow us to play the second game.
Piv?
Jack, what did Laura Cella hit on that
Just a
trip?
fastball.
Fastball?
Yep.
You gave it up?
Yeah, it was up.
John?
I know it's tough right now because you're coming off this tough of an occurrence, but I ask you, Jack, can you sum up just what it's been like to wear this uniform and to be a Creighton Blue Jay?
I mean, it's been a blast. I'm grateful.
I mean, to think Jack was our Friday guy, coming into this season, and he goes down with a UCL tear, and to see him back out there, I mean, when I saw him back out there for the first time after he tore his UCL, I went up to him and I told him, it's a pleasure playing behind you. This is one of the most unbelievable experiences I've had, seeing a guy come back from tearing his UCL, that doesn't happen in baseball, and this kid comes through and does that, and he's starting the championship game for us, and I wouldn't want any other guy in the mound other than him. He's our guy.
He's
Matt?
the hardest worker we have. I mean, he was our leader from the beginning, like a Friday guy. Just a leader throughout the whole year, weight room, anything. Whenever we hung out, just a leader. It's just fun to be around. Just positive vibes, comes out. You just wouldn't want to play behind anybody else.
Matt in the back.
For all three of you, how tough is this back-to-back years getting so close, and maybe what do you got to do to get over that hump, to win the conference championship?
I mean, I think it's just one play here and there. Things go our way, things don't go our way. It's not like we didn't try today. We put up a good fight. We lost by a run, and that's just how it happens.
We'll take 2 more questions for the student athletes. Piv?
Both Nicky and Ryan, the stolen base there in the 8th inning, obviously you guys were the 2 closest ones to it. Didn't seem large at the time, but it ended up looming large at the end. Did the guy come off the base?
It looked like it, but I mean, it's the ump's call. I don't know whatever he made. It's a tough decision. He's doing his best.
Whenever he saw it, we can't really do much about it.
Final question for the student athletes. Piv?
Again, Ryan and Nicky, obviously you guys got a lot of guys coming back. I know the season just ended, but can you just kind of look ahead to next year and what kind of looms on the future?
Well, we'll definitely be hungry. I mean, like you said, we fell short twice, but we'll definitely come out strong like we always do. We'll have a good off season, and we'll just whatever happens. I mean, I know our seniors next year will put us in the best place to do well, and I know Ryan will lead us, right, Ryan? And we'll be good.
I mean, just prepare. We've got to prepare for the situation again, and don't let it happen again.
Jack, Nicky, and Ryan, thanks for joining us. Coach, if you'd stay a few minutes. I'd ask you now to direct your questions to head coach Ed Service. Viv.
Ed, I guess, what'd you see from Jack today? Obviously, battled for his first couple innings, gave up, the big hit, but I guess talk a little bit about his effort and I guess just how serious was that elbow injury?
Well, he's obviously very disappointed. The thing that drew Jack, his teammates to Jack, was he's a very confident player. You don't see that in every college player. And in his mind, he was going to throw 5 or 6 innings today of shutout ball. And I felt because his teammates were behind him that he deserved the benefit of the doubt. And really, he did not give up a hard base hit until Laricella hit that extra base hit with the bases loaded. A couple of those base hits were, towards the end of the bat and so on. So, we wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. How serious is his elbow? If it was that serious, he would not be out there. He got clearance from everybody, the medical people, the training staff, to do what he did. Here's the interesting thing, though. He didn't throw a breaking ball. When he came back off the injury, he did not throw a breaking ball. And we decided when we found out the injury that he would come back and throw fastballs and changeups and get as many outs as he could. It was important for him to get back out there. We didn't want to see it end in February at Northwestern State. So I know he's going to be disappointed for many, many days. But when he looks back at it, he's gonna remember, hey, I got a chance to pitch with a tear in my elbow, and not many guys would have had an opportunity to do that. But his team, he's got as much respect from his teammates as anybody we've had, and he's only been here for a short time. And when he was injured, he didn't travel with the team. So for 6 or 7 weeks, he was not really with the team very much, and he still has the respect. And you could see that when the guys were talking about him up here. So I'd like to get a few more guys like that.
Matt?
Ed, you've mentioned a few times this year about certain guys that have done things beyond their roles to kind of be examples that you'll use going forward. I guess for a graduate transfer coming in, what is Jack Regala going to mean to this program going forward?
Well, we'll talk about Jack a lot. How he worked through injuries. It would have been easy for Jack when he found out about his injury to say, okay, this is it. I'm done, and walk away. But his only goal was to pitch one more time, and he not only pitched one more time, he pitched 5 more times. So. And it's good for his younger brother to see that too. I think Jack came here for a couple reasons. He thought we had a chance to be good. He thought he could contribute, and he also wanted to spend time with his brother. That's pretty neat. That's a neat deal.
Piv?
Ed, after you tied that ball game up, obviously the thing you wanted was a shutdown inning. How big was it for them to come back, to get that run, to go back in the lead? And I guess explain the move to DeCaster.
What really hurt was we walked the leadoff batter, and what you can't do in that situation. And Connor was very successful in mowing them down for a couple innings. But you could tell, he left some balls up. He wasn't able to finish his pitches, and he walked the hitter. I felt like we had Ethan out there, we had Dave out there. They were well rested. Even though it's a little early for both of those guys to get into games, I didn't want this thing to slip away and then have those guys not involved in the game. So, that's why we went to Ethan at that time.
Matt?
You talked about after Seton Hall how you needed to control the leadoff man, I guess. Can you just talk a little bit about Alex Caruso and what he did to you guys in the 2 games you guys faced off?
Yeah, he's a good player. He's as good a player as we've seen all year, and he got him going. That's what a leadoff hitter should do. He was a tough out. He kind of knows who he is. He plays with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of passion, which I enjoy when players do that. But he was a tough out for us in the 2 games, and he really was probably the difference maker, at least today.
Clayton?
Coach, when you see a guy like Jack get emotional there after being asked about what this program means to him, a guy that's only been here 1 year, what does that say to you about the atmosphere you created with this program?
Yeah, I don't know about that. What it says is we got good players in the program. And you just saw them play the game today. You got to be around these guys when they're away from the field. That's when they're best. And for Jack to develop strong relationships with players, being here such a short time, again, you got to remember, he didn't travel with us for 6 weeks. That's when you really start to develop your relationships, when you're on the road. And the fondness that his teammates feel towards him, that's the part that I think separates us a little bit from some other programs. It's very important to me that these guys develop relationships, lifelong relationships. It's very, very, very important to me that they conduct themselves the proper way. And there were some things that happened this week that I wasn't fond of, and I'm glad our guys weren't a part of it, and I'll leave it at that.
We'll take 2 more questions. Start with Piv and then Matt.
Again, Ed, it's always tough to start looking ahead to next year just minutes after you kind of end this year. But I guess in your mind, what do you see next year?
You're right, it is hard, to think about that at this time. I saw a lot of growth in our young players, Daniel Woodrow, Nicky Lopez, Kevin Conley, Keith Regala, Ethan DeCaster, Dave Gerber. Those are very young players. And, we threw them into a tough situation, a tough schedule. And, they came out swinging. They hung in there against a tough schedule. and, we were close to where we wanted to be. I just want to get this straight, as I told the team afterwards. We don't start working out in September to finish runner-up. That's not our goal. So we fell short today, and when we get together in September, our goal will remain the same, to get closer to where we need to be. There's a couple things that we lacked this year that we have to shore up, and we'll do that this summer.
One final question. All right. Thank you, Coach,
thanks,
for joining
guys.
us. Creighton finishes their season 32-19. We'll be joined by St. John's in a few moments.